Hey, what's up, everybody? We just saw Brian Ortega make a glorious comeback after almost 18 months of inactivity, starving Yair Rodriguez's brain of oxygen with a beautiful submission. So let's talk about it. My name is Dr. Yared Vazquez. I'm a 10-year ringside physician, and I love to talk about injuries and fight outcomes. So here we are, UFC Mexico City, beautiful city. I mean, fighting spirit all over. Brian Ortega making a comeback after a nasty shoulder injury. Let's take a quick look at the injury Brian Ortega suffered before. It was a rotator cuff tear. Of course, Brian Ortega has been out for a long time. He has had multiple surgeries, and Yair Rodriguez, a dangerous striker, was looking to inflict damage on Brian Ortega's body again. Everybody had counted him out, including myself. I thought that this was going to be too much for Brian Ortega, but Brian had a beautiful game plan, of course, concocted by him and probably his coach, Henner Gracie. They were starving Yair Rodriguez of space to get his kicks off. They played off the wrestling. Of course, we all know Yair has his problems when he doesn't have that distance to breathe and get those kicks going. Brian was able to get him down to the mat and slapped on a beautiful arm triangle. Now, how do arm triangles work? Arm triangles are going to choke your circulation to the brain with your own arm and your opponent's arm in the other side. So effectively, you're choking yourself in one side and your opponent is making the pressure with the triangle on the other side. People might think, and there's a conversation online sometimes, if you have enough lung capacity and you can hold out on a submission, you could last longer, and that's absolutely not true. You're effectively cutting off all the circulation to your brain. That's why this submission is nasty and it works pretty quickly. Yair was in it for a couple of seconds and he was tapping out pretty quickly because you actually go out pretty quickly on a triangle if you have somebody that's really skilled at it. And of course, we're talking about T-City, about Triangle City, Brian Ortega, and this is one of the nastiest triangles in the game. It could be with his legs, it could be with his arms. He has all the skills necessary to starve your brain. So how does that triangle work? Remember, you have your brain, blood is flowing with oxygen, rich oxygen blood going up to your brain, keeping you awake. You cut that off, your consciousness fades out, and we see Brian Ortega return from a catastrophic injury. And this is really, really good, guys, because rarely we see people be successful after those subsequent surgeries that you get from a bad injury like a ACL or a rotator cuff tear. So this is really good. I'm really happy for Brian Ortega. I mean, both of them are of Mexican heritage, so it's a win-win situation. I know that these two will face each other somewhere down the line. So there you have it. Great victory for Brian Ortega. I absolutely love it. And Viva Mexico.